Deadly gestures for the Sussexes. King Charles beats Harry and Meghan with the coronation move. Following Meghan and Harry's latest round of royal smears courtesy of their Netflix series, the royal responded in a completely unexpected way. Hello and welcome to the Princess Diana News channel. I'm going to share with you an idea that may seem a little crazy, that I think King Charles is actually a cunning tactician, on par with the best of them. Now, it's true that the best ones are quite impressive. For example, Elizabeth I held back the invincible Spanish army in 1588, and the Prince Regent managed to keep Bonaparte on his side of the canal in 1815. But the new king may have just proven that he was remarkably strategic. Like, how? Well, the king has reportedly invited his son and daughter-in-law, Harry and Meghan, to the coronation next May. You'd be hard-pressed to find anyone right now who doesn't know that this surprising move comes after Meghan and Harry's latest and most comprehensive series of palace heists with the release of their Netflix documentary series this month. And, of course, it was an effort that took over 12 months, 2 directors and a $140 million deal. Expectations and hype slowly built before the debut of episode's first episode. And the biggest question was how damaging Meghan and Harry's revelations would be to the monarchy and the House of Windsor. The suspense was palpable, and then what did we get? Well, we have a 6-episode mix of cheesy, mostly already aired family films, complaints about the horrible ways of the royal family, all with occasional forced legitimate arguments. If the royal family was expected to encounter a knight wielding a broadsword on a battlefield, they instead got a rickety knight on a mule. Now, this small batch of documents may not have been as bad as they thought, but the very fact of Harry and Meghan's existence led the royal family to once again become mired in the Megxit melodrama, and the never-ending question of how exactly one of the king's children ended up living next door to Katy Perry instead of Windsor. Once the second and final part of the episodes was released, the whole world was waiting. How would King Charles and Buckingham Palace respond to Meghan and Harry's primetime offensive? Now, various British publications have started publishing articles speculating on whether or not the headlines should be removed. Would the king, like Henry VIII, after a long push and in the mood to meet a new woman, emerge in great shape? Well, no. Instead, The Telegraph reports that Charles will send invitations to Meghan and Harry for his coronation, although the official invitations, which are expected to appear on the biggest newspaper, have not yet been sent. A source told the newspaper that all members of the family would be welcome. Alright, Harry and Meghan, it looks like the ball is in your court. You see, the palace's unanswered response is brilliant, because it directly contradicts Meghan and Harry's characterization that the royal family is a ruthless group of people obsessed with keeping the monarchy alive at all costs. And here is Charles, who still wants his youngest son to attend his coronation, even though Harry seems to have made a career out of attacking the monarchy. To be fair, this decision obviously doesn't completely neutralize Harry's claim that his brother William yelled at him or informed the media against him and Meghan, and that can't even neutralize the fact that Charles allegedly said things that simply weren't true. But it goes a long way toward making the royal family appear caring and benevolent. Ready to be a bigger person and look beyond the Netflix garbage. In fact, in his first Christmas speech as monarch, the king will mention Meghan and Harry, according to the Telegraph. And it was recorded after the first volume of Harry and Meghan hit the screens. The same report stated that even after the final episodes aired, there was no willingness to make changes to its carefully considered message in the wake of increasingly vicious attacks. And this strategy we're seeing from the palace goes way beyond including Meghan and Harry in next year's big day. This also includes them doing something else that surprised some people, and that's absolutely okay. The only line that came from the palace was firm, without comment. This is a position they apparently will not budge from. One courtier told the Sunday Times, "We deliberately want to send a message by remaining speechless. Our job is to get the job done. This is not to answer." A shrugging royal source told the Telegraph the plan was to stay calm and carry on. This is very painful. It's very tiring, but it won't distract them from their work. Meanwhile, on Friday, as the storm in Sussex continued to rage, King Charles visited a Jewish center in London to celebrate Hanukkah. Despite this, some royal insiders have chosen to denounce Meghan and Harry in the press. A source told The Times that the couple had gone too far. They have fired all their ammunition and continue to fire the same bullets. Their business model must be based on the fact that they make money from something. What would it be like if we didn't rely on this narrative of victimization? In addition, a friend of the king also spoke to The Times about Meghan and Harry's show. This is not as bad for the monarchy as we feared. Most sane people will see it for what it is, self-indulgent, biased and exploitative. As months and years pass, this will be seen as a sordid and shameful exercise. But it seems the royal insiders and the Windsors aren't entirely in the clear yet. Sunday Times story also reported that Harry's autobiography, Spare, includes claims about the monarchy that are more inflammatory than those in the Netflix series. Will it then be possible for the palace to maintain its current position in the face of a new series of potentially damaging demands? We may be very close to a new year, but it looks like the monarchy and all its advisors will be facing the same old problems. Maybe they should pop the champagne now, because God knows the excitement may be about to leave this new kingdom. Let's forget for a moment that Prince Harry depicts his grandmother, the late Queen, as an old woman sitting silently in a corner, unable to think coherently. And let's also forget that he called his father a brazen liar. For me, the worst attack was on his brother, Prince William. Of course, none of us can really understand what kind of pain the young princess must have suffered when her mother, Princess Diana, died. For years, however, their grief seemed to bring the brothers together. At least they were united in their feelings. They were united in grief, in love for their mother, and in the comfort that, whatever happened, at least they had each other. So how could Harry destroy those brotherly bonds so publicly after everything they had been through? Accusing William of yelling at him, pretending you married out of protocol, not love. Claims she cheated and abandoned him and Meghan. And that's all to make money. The truth is that it is certainly not a cardinal sin to yell at your brother. I mean, come on, who among us hasn't? I've done it more times than I can count. But then again, we're doing what most families do. We get angry, then we withdraw, and above all we forgive ourselves. And if you don't, I'm afraid you won't have a very happy life. Since my brother's death almost 30 years ago, I have discovered that losing a brother or sister is a bit like losing an arm or a leg. It hurts forever. You will spend the rest of your life feeling like something is missing. And something is missing. The shared experiences, the memories, the jokes, the stories we tell over and over, the family in the jokes. This is something that cannot be replaced, and that's why I worry about Harry when he cut his brother off in such a cruel and rude way. Nothing, not even a loving wife, not even beautiful children, can replace this special bond between brothers. And it's not even a competition. It's really wrong of him to suggest that he had to choose between his new family with Meghan and the royal family. If Diana were still alive today, she would be horrified by all of this. Every parent's biggest wish is for their children to get along well. Even if new families are complicated and even if the sisters-in-law don't really get along. My advice to Harry is this. Brothers are eternal and it is worth valuing them. Losing one is absolutely the saddest thing anyone can endure, and do you agree with us? Please tell me your thoughts below in the comments section and we can discuss your thoughts and feelings as well. If you think my videos are interesting, don't forget to like them and share them with everyone who can enjoy them whenever you want. And subscribe to the Princess Diana News channel to receive more updates from our team. Now, thank you very much for listening, have a good weekend and I will come back to see you in future videos.